Om Shri Sairam. Welcome back to Sai Lakshmi YouTube channel. Madhavrao Deshpande. Madhavrao Deshpande, Shama, was among Baba's most intimate devotee and acted like his personal secretary. The relationship between Baba and Shama can be compared to that of Lord Krishna and Arjuna. Shama was the Nandi to Bola Baba. He was born on Margashira Suddha Panchami, 6th December 1880, to a Brahmin family. His mother was his father's fourth wife. The first three could not bear any children, so his father married Lakshman Mama Kulkarni's daughter. Shama was the eldest son in the family. He had two younger brothers, Kashinath, who was adopted by the family and was named Ganesh. He came to Shirdi at the age of 2 years along with his parents and stayed in house till his last breath. They also received some income from the post. He studied in Shirdi and later became an assistant master in a junior school and taught the students in a room next door to the Dwaraka Mai. Then he took up the post of Patel of village about 20 miles from Shirdi. The room which Shama taught was later turned into a stable for Baba's beloved horse Shamakarna. Baba called Madhavrao as Shama, or more often Shamya, in a tone filled with love and affection. The word Shama in Sanskrit means a pleasing manner. There was a small window in his room which overlooked the masjid, and Shama used to watch Baba through it, soon realizing Baba's remarkable power and so kindly his faith. Shama had also learnt Ayurveda and administered medicines to the sick people. Many people from Mumbai came to consult Shama. Interestingly, he did not go to any school to learn Ayurveda. He just read various books and was self-taught. Patients from far and wide used to visit him for getting treatment. Whenever he gave or administered any medicine to patients, he never failed to mix udi in the medicine, and only after taking Baba's name he used to start the treatment. Shama used to address Baba as Deva, but often took liberatories with them. The other devotees did not have the courage to ask Baba to come and sit for lunch. But Shama, after the noon harati got completed, used to say, Deva, get up and go and take your seat and make kala of the prasad. Baba, without uttering a word, would get up at once and sit near the plate. Mention is made in Sai Charitra when Baba asked Shama to house and take dakshina from him and sit and chat for a while. Shama came out of the inner room and told Bahadur to be seated as he was about to do puja. So saying, he went into the inner room, sat on veranda and waited till he finished the puja. Then Shama came out and told him the beautiful story of Radhabai Deshmukh. Once Bala Meelkar visited Shirdi, and after darshan he wanted to return to Chatil. Baba, knowing that he was to have an encounter with a snake, admitted him by asking him to take Shama with him. Shama was a very intimate devotee of Baba, and Baba wanted to favor him a particular way by giving him a copy of Vishnu Sahasranama as prasad. This was done in the following way. Once a Ramadas came to Shirdi and stayed for some time in Shirdi. The routine he followed daily was as follows. He got up early in the morning, washed his face, bathed, and then after wearing saffron-colored clothes and besmearing himself with sacred ashes, read Vishnu Sahasranama and Adhyatma Ramayan with faith. He read these books often and often. Then after some days, Baba thought of favoring and initiating Shama with Vishnu Sahasranama. He therefore called the Ramdas to him and said to him that he was suffering from stomach pain, and unless he take the medicine, the pain would not stop. so he should please go to the bazaar and bring the drug. The Ramdas closed his reading and went to the bazaar. Then Baba came from his seat, came to the Ramdas place of reading, took out the copy of Vishnu Sahasranama and coming to his seat said to Shama, "Oh Shama, this book is very valuable and affectionate. So I present it to you. You read it." Once I suffered instantly, my heart began to read this. My life was in danger. At this critical time, I hugged this book to my heart, and then, Shama, what a relief it gave to me. I thought that Allah Himself came down and saved me. So I gave this to you. Read it slowly, little by little. Read daily one name at least. It will do good to you. Shama replied that he did not want it and that the owner of it was the Ramdas, who was a mad and irritable fellow who would certainly pick up a quarrel with him. Besides, began a rustic himself, he could not read the Sanskrit letters of the book. Shama thought that Baba wanted to set him against the Ramdas, but he had no idea what Baba felt for him. Baba must have thought to tie his necklace of Vishnu Sahasranama around the neck of Shama, as he was an devotee. Though a rustic, and thus he saved him from the miseries of the worldly existence. The efficiency of God's name is well known. It saves us from all sins and bad tendencies, frees us from the cycles of birth and death. There is no easier sadhana than this. It is the best purifier of our mind. It requires no restrictions. It is so easy and so effective. This sadhana Baba wanted Shama to practice, though he did not crave for it. So Baba forced this on him. It is also reported that long ago, Ekant Maharaj similarly forced this Vishnu Sahasranama on a poor Brahmin neighbor and thus saved him. This reading or study of Vishnu Sahasranama is both open way of purifying the mind, and hence Baba trusted this on his Shama. The Ramdas returned soon with the drug. Anna Chinchokar, who was then present, who wanted to play the part of Narada, informed him of what had happened. The Ramdas at once loaded up. He came down at once on Shamas with full fury. He said that it was Shama who said Baba to send him away under the pretext of stomachache for bringing the medicine, and thus took the book. He began to scold and abuse Shama and remarked that if the book is not written, he would dash his head before him. Shama calmly remonstrated with him, but in vain. Then Baba spoke kindly to him as follows: "Oh Ramdas, what is this matter with you? Why are you so? Is not Shama your boy? Why do you scold him unnecessarily? How is that you are so quarrelsome? Can you not speak with sweet words? You read daily these sacred books and still your mind is impure and your passion uncontrolled. What sort of a Ramdas you are? You ought to be indifferent to all things. It is not strange that you should convert this book so strongly. A true Ramdas should have no samta towards you. All you are quarreling with the boy Shama for a merry book. Go take your seat. Books can be held in plenty for money, but not men. Think well and be considerate. What worth is your book?" Shama had no interest in it. I myself gave it to him. How sweet were these words of Baba, soft, tender and nectar-like. This effect was wonderful. The Ramdas calmed down and said to Shama that he would take Pancharatna Gita in return. Shama was much pleased and said, "Buy one, I shall give 10 copies in return." So the matter was ultimately compromised. The question for consideration is, why should the Ramdas press for Pancharatna Gita, the God in which he never cared to know? And why should he who daily read religious books in the masjid in front of Baba quarrel with Shama before him? We do not know how to blame and whom to blame. We also say that he had the procedure been not gone through, the importance of the subject, that efficiency of God name and the study of Vishnu Sahasranama would not have been brought home to Shama. So we see that Baba's method of teaching was unique. In this case, Shama did gradually study the book and mastered its content to such an extent that he was able to explain it to Professor G.G. Narke, M.A. of the College of Engineering, Pune, the son-in-law of Sriman Bhuti and a devotee of Baba. While Shama was suffering from an eye infection, his eyes was full red, swollen and watered. He tried various ointments and pills, but the infection went from bad to worse. The swelling increased and the pain became quite unbearable. At last, he went to Baba and Baba asked him if all was well. This upset him from very much and he was angrily, Deva, I haven't seen such a uncornered God like you. You cure the whole humanity. For the last 4 days I am in pain. My eyes were swollen, watering continuously and the pain is unbearable. Because of that I am crying, shouting and dying of pain. But you are obviously to this. Aren't you ashamed of yourself? Are you blind? Are you deaf too? What use in such a God? If by tomorrow my eye is not cured, I will drive you out of the Dwaraka Mai, or my name is not Shama. To this Baba said in, Shama, why are you got trouble for nothing? Take 7 black pepper seeds and boil them in some water and put this in your eye, and your eye will be alright by tomorrow. When Shama asked Baba whether there was really a Trilok, he asked Baba, there a Brahma Lok, Vishnu Lok and Shiv Lok. To this Baba replied in the tone, Shama immediately said, Are Deva, why don't you show it to me? Shama insisted on saying this Trilok. Then Baba asked him to close his eyes and then open them. And lol, Shama could see Brahma Lok and he is the most beautiful diamond stone which Lord Brahma was sitting and was holding court with his hands. They too were sitting on beautiful golden chair with gems. There was so much gold and gems that it was indescribable. Baba said, Shama, this is Satyalok and this is Brahmalok. Baba then asked him to open and close his eyes again and he showed him Vaikunth. Lastly, he showed him Shivlok. Each time Shama saw one of the loks, Baba explained to him what was he seeing and what was that duty was. Shama was overwhelmed by that he saw. He was slightly with the same time joyful to see the abundance of wealth, and again Baba asked Shama to, all this is not for us, our goal is quite unusual. Shama could see all this because Baba gave him Divya Drishti. Every day Baba received many letters and Shama could read them aloud to Baba, and according to Baba's order would reply to them. If any devotee sent any money, Shama used to go to the post office, collect the money and hand it over to Baba. Once a devotee had sent a money order for 2 rupees, Shama went and collected the money from post office, but while returning from the post office, he changed his mind and came and hid the money atop the room inside Dwaraka Mai. The omniscient Baba knew this but did not utter a word to Shama. But after a few days, one night there was a theft in Shama's house and the thief robbed him of 250 rupees. Shama searched for the police, the money everywhere, and later reported the matter to the police, but not avail. Then this is desperation, he went to Baba and said, Baba, there was a theft in my home and this theft stole 250 rupees. Do you feel good about this? That a poor man like me lost so much of money? Deva, you can tell my tale of woe but to you. To this Baba calmly said, Shama, what is matter? Because there was a theft and you lost money, you came to me with your complaint. But when my 2 rupees was stolen to him, whom should I complain? Shama immediately understood the meaning of Baba's words. Baba further said to Shama that value of 250 rupees for a poor man like you has the same value of 2 rupees for a fakir like me. Om Shri Sai Ram. Devotion towards Baba. Shama used to perform Sai Nama Japa with every bead that he took. This has been mentioned very clearly in Shirdi Diary. The entry from 8th December 1911 states as follows. Madhavrao Deshpande was here and fell asleep. I saw with my own eyes and heard with my own ear what only read about but never experienced. With every outgoing and in-breathing breath comes the clear sound of Sai Maharaj. Sainatha Baba. The sound is still clearer when Madhavrao snores as the words can be heard at distance. This is really wonderful. Shama was married twice. His first wife was Savitri Bai, the daughter of Gopal Rao Kulkarni of Nemogan. She had a son. His second wife was Dwaraka Bai. She had two sons. When the Shirdi Sai Baba Sansthan was formed, Shama was staying in Distikwada about for 4 months. Before he expired, there was some misunderstandings and Shama was asked to vacate Distikwada with 2 months. He did so and came back to his home, which is near Baba's Dwarakamai. Shama was quite an healthy villager and lived up to 80 years. On 25th April 1940, Thursday at about 12 noon, Shama lost his consciousness, and on the last night of same day, Charitra Krishna Chaturthi day, Thursday 26th April 1940, Shama breathed his last and became one with his Sadguru. Shama's house is situated towards the right while going from Dwarakamai to the bazaar. After Shama, this house was looked after his son. Breathed his last on 27th June 1998. Uddhavrao stated that he was young lid before Baba's Mahasamadhi and often he would play with Baba. Baba loved children a lot and he spent playing evening with Baba. So Shama asked Baba what would happen to this child. It is stated that Baba said he will grow up in the masjid and that will be there no dearth of food to his children. And Baba made his words to become true. Look after his children. Om Shri Sai Ram.